Who loud? Okay, so I was trying to veer a little bit away from the Love and Marriage Huntsville topics and bring on new shows that I'm watching. Maybe do a little Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I don't know, because I barely watched that. But I wanted to get in more into Tyler Perry stuff because I love Sisters. I love Zatima. And then I'm waiting for All the Queen's Men to come back on. But it just won't stop. The Love and Marriage Huntsville mess won't stop. So there's a clip floating around for next week's episode where Kimmi and Melody are having a conversation about Kiowa, right? And let me just mention that I love Kiowa's name. I'm sorry. I was just like, if I have another child, a daughter, her name would be Kiowa. My son's name would be Kawhi. My little boy now, his name is K-I-V. Like, I don't know. It's just something about them K's. I just love them K's. But anyhow, they were having a discussion about Kiowa and whether or not Kimmi interfered with Maurice and Kiowa's marriage. And baby, from what was said and what's been said, I'm sorry to tell y'all, and I'm sorry to tell Kimmi, but interference is what she ran. She definitely interfered in those people's relationship, because everybody knows you're single until you're married until you're married. I mean, you're divorced, right? And we all know that people separate and they move on, and sometimes divorces can take forever, like Kenya Moore and Mark Daly. But and within that time, like, it wouldn't be fair for someone to go through a divorce for 3-4 years and remain single. Nah, you're gonna date, you're gonna move on, you're gonna see other people. But what it seems to me is that Kimmi and Maurice signed their divorce papers, right? And between the time of them signing those papers and the judge signing off on it, Kimmi said Kiowa had hopes of them reconciling, them making up, them getting back together. And in my mind, I'm like, well, why would she think that? Like, if he filed or she filed and they signed those papers and what's over and done is over and done, there was no need for her to have any hope, right? But it seems to me like, in my little bit of brain, I would think that there was something still going on between Kiowa and Maurice. Maybe Maurice was going back and forth. Maybe he was even in dabbing with Kiowa. He could have been, they could have been having conversations of, we probably could do this. We could work it out. We could think about this. Let's just give it a chance. Let's see where it goes, right? But when you're dating someone, that can kind of make it easier to say, no, I'm done officially. And if Kiowa had hope that they could work things out, then that tells me that, maybe Maurice was giving her that hope that they could work things out. And then you have Kimmi over here on the side, older woman, got her together, she's nice looking, and she's gonna wait on me. And that could deter a person from what they're already doing to go and do something different, right? Do something else. So I could see why Kiowa was always giving a stank face when we would see her, why she was always so distant with Kimmi, and why she was so, it just seemed to me that she was nasty with her. But baby, if my family is breaking up, and then I'm thinking that we gonna work things out because he's coming back telling me we gonna work things out, and then I come to find out that you been sitting there on the side and you been giving him sex and he been ripping and running with you and telling me this and that. Yes, he's wrong for not being straightforward with me and letting me know that he's moving on and that things are over. But baby, you were definitely being his side chick. Like, it is weird. Marceau hinted at Kimmi being the side chick. Martell hinted at Kimmi being the side chick, and she was adamant, no, I wasn't a side chick. They were not together. They were divorced, and then they were getting divorced, and then now here we go. They were getting divorced, but Kiowa had hope. Excuse me. Baby, Maurice was lying to Kimmi, could have been lying to Kimmi from the beginning, lying to her, now I'm going to continue to lie to her. And it just seems to me like Kimmi is just holding on to this man, and she's getting so tired and fed up. Like, I see tiredness over her. I see her being fed up with him. I see her just being over the situation, but for some reason she will not let it go. I would hate to see Kimmi in the position that Mel was in 3 years ago, getting a divorce, losing her husband, losing her family. I mean, well, it really wouldn't be as difficult as what Mel had to go through, because Kimmi and Maurice don't have any kids together, right? But then we go to think about how Maurice is putting Monster off on Kimmi and just forcing her to just be a parent, while he just spend time with his son by taking him to school and picking him up. Baby, this is wild and it is crazy. Maurice seems to have no respect for Kimmi. He doesn't back her up. He places all his baggage on her, just sit it in her lap and walk out. Sit it in her lap and walk off. It's like you're just there to be this man's screw bag. Like, he just want to pound town and he want to give you all his luggage, and then he just live his life. Girl, Kimmi is so much, I see so much more in her, so much more she could give to a man, other than boring. I want to say messy Maurice because it just go together, but he ain't messy. Well, he is messy. Boring, balding, messy Maurice. Woo, Lord, boy, these people, when I think it's done, it's always something else coming up to give you more and more and more. I cannot wait till next week's episode so we can see what this conversation looks like with Kimmi and Kiowa and Kimmi and Melody, and we can probably get some type of resolution as to what was going on, and if they can get it together. I really want to see more of Kiowa. I want to hear more of Kiowa's story. And for the people who said, well, if Kiowa can get on, so can Ariana, and that's a big difference. Kiowa was this man's wife who thought her family was going to be saved, but it wasn't. Ariana played the side chick, the mistress, for over 7 years. Baby, there's a big difference. We already know Ariana's story because most of us have lived it, honey. We don't need to see her on there, but for some reason, I got a feeling that Ariana is going to pop up on somebody's screen. Belinda has a new show coming out, and I'm going to watch it. I'm really interested in seeing Belinda's show. There are a lot of familiar faces on there, and I wouldn't be surprised if Ariana was on there, but I doubt it, because she's not a businesswoman, and that show is mainly about business women, right? So far, that's what we think it is. But I'm curious. Martell seems to be the one that helped Belinda get this show up and rolling. So why can't he do these type of things with Ariana? Like, why does she need to be on Love and Marriage Huntsville? Like, you helping Belinda. You said you helped Mel secure Love and Marriage Huntsville. You're helping Belinda with Dear Future Husband. Why can't you get Ariana her own show or something? Why can't this man help Ariana get on her feet and stable and stand firm and still like a businesswoman, like he's supposed to, like he should, if she is his woman? Oh my God. Let's keep our eyes and ears open and see, because baby, there is more to come.